Hello once again, first grade friends. We are ready for today's reading and writing lesson. We're going to start first, of course, with reading. So I hope you have your Grace Reader. We're going to be reading two stories today. The first story that you'll be reading either by yourself or with the help of an adult is Ants, found on page 14. And this story tells us all about some exciting facts that Grace learns about ants in school. If you remember from our earlier story, ants were the special visitors that came to Grace and her family's picnic. As you're reading the story by yourself today or with a family member, I want you to keep an eye and an ear out for the following words that have the sound in them. The words Grace, Francis, raced, center, glimpse, and else. We also have some two-syllable or two-part words I want you to be looking for. Kitchen, plastic, insects, termites. We also have a three-syllable or a three-part word I want you to see if you can find in our story, and that is the word excitement. Excitement. As you're reading today's story, again, be looking for some interesting facts that Grace learns about ants. See if you know those things about ants, or if they are new facts to you. When you finish reading the story of Grace, you're again going to take your Kitty Cat Unit 6 workbook. You are going to turn to the questions for our stories, The Ants. It's found on 9.2, and you have 4 questions to answer about it. The first two, 1 and 2, are writing questions, and then 3 and 4 are also writing questions. Please remember to write as best as you can in a complete sentence using capital letters at the beginning and a period at the end. Again, remember that if you would like to challenge yourself, see if you can find the page number where that answer to the question comes from. When you finish reading the story of ants and answering the questions, come on back and I'll introduce you to the next story for today. All right, welcome back. I hope you did a great job reading about ants and answering the questions that came after the story. We're going to be reading a second story today, so you're getting lots of reading practice. Our next story is found on page 18, and it's titled The Band, and it's all about how practice makes perfect, especially when it comes to playing a musical instrument in a band. And today, as you're reading your story, The Band, I want you to be looking for some of these special words. Some of these are musical instrument words. You may know what they mean and what they look like. If not, ask an adult to help you in explaining and understanding what each of these words are. The first word is a trumpet. Some of you might know someone who plays that musical instrument. A trombone, which is similar to a trumpet. You might be reading the word racket. The word racket is a loud, unpleasant noise, so not a very nice noise at all. Another word you'll find in your story today is the word concert, and that is a show or a performance. You as first graders have put on a concert before, maybe either as singing or playing an instrument. You like to go to concerts and hear people sing or play instruments. There are 3 phrases that you'll hear in your story today, and one of them is the phrase, like a sick moose. Have you ever heard someone say, "Oh, that sounds like a sick moose"? Well, that means that is not a very nice sound. It sounds like the moose, the animal, would make if he has an upset tummy, so not a very pleasant sound. Someone might also say the phrase like a flock of geese. And of course, geese, as you know, we have lots of them here in Colorado. They make a honking noise. They're very noisy birds. And the phrase knocking it out of the park. If someone says you are knocking it out of the park, that means you are doing an excellent, a fantastic job. So I hope as you're doing your reading and your writing today that you will be knocking it out of the park. And as usual, when you finish reading the story by yourself or with an adult, I want you to please find page 10.3, and you have 4 questions to answer about our story, The Band. Join me when you're finished with your reading and your questions, and we will do a quick review on nouns and pronouns. Before we begin our review of nouns and pronouns, I just want to remind you, don't forget to be practicing your spelling words for this week with our S and C and Z in them. Make sure that you're really good on those words and that you could use them in a sentence and write them all by yourself. Let's do a review of pronouns now. I have 3 sentences on my board. The first one says, Jen ran yesterday. And then after that, I'm looking for a pronoun to go in this sentence. Blank ran fast. Can you tell me what pronoun, what little word would take the place of our noun, Jen? That's right. We're going to use a girl pronoun. We're going to use that pronoun she. S-H-E. Jen ran yesterday. She ran fast. She is taking the place of Jen. Let's do another quick review. Our sentence says, Ben rides a horse. Blank fell off. What pronoun, what little word could we put there that would take the place of Ben? That's right. Our pronoun is the word he. H-E. He is taking the place of our noun, Ben. Instead of saying Ben fell off, we use our pronoun he. All right, one more. The horse is big. Blank is brown. What little word, what pronoun could we put there that would take the place of our noun? Remember, a noun names a person, place, or thing of horse. The horse is big. Blank is brown. That's right. Our pronoun, it. It is taking the place of our noun, horse. So remember, a pronoun takes the place of a noun. A noun is a naming word. We have a girl pronouns, she, a boy pronoun, he, and then a pronoun for all of the other things that aren't boys or girls, and that is our pronoun, it. We're going to give you a chance to practice now, so you want to make sure you have your Kitty Cat workbook. If you need to go get that, you can pause the video, and you're going to work on workbook page 9.1, and it's kind of similar to some of the other exercises that we've done with nouns and pronouns. When you find 9.1, we're going to look at number 1. The house is big. It has lots of rooms. We know that our noun is house, and what word would be our pronoun? What would take the place of house? That's the word it. So we drew a little line to connect it with our noun house, and then we wrote our pronoun in the line. You'll notice you do have some pronouns to use up top. He, she, it, I, and you. And you can use those pronouns. Remember, he is for boys, she is for girls, it is for all of our other things. Sometimes we use the pronoun I when we're talking about ourselves, and we also use the pronoun you when we're talking about someone else. So you can complete those 6 sentences replacing the pronoun for the noun. I hope you have a great time doing this and get lots of practice using nouns and pronouns, and have a great rest of your day.